Jeebus says, I'm understanding so little of what's going on that I'm pretty much rolling with it at this point, which means it's time for a plot recap. So, this is Goog Tabris. She's an elf. People hate elves because they're mean. Elves live in the alienage, which is a bad place. One time, an elf was getting married, and also I was getting married. Two elves were getting married to two different people. But the Arl's horny son showed up, and the Arl's horny son decided to be a dickbag, and he wanted to kidnap and rape people, specifically elves, who he doesn't really think are people, but still wants to boink because he's a dickbag. We covered this. So, Goog and the other people got taken to the castle, and Goog's friend slid Goog a sword, and Goog didn't equip the sword, so had to do that in the menu. But anyway, we fought our way out of the castle and killed the Arl's son, and that was bad, and we would have gone to prison for it, because, you know, the Arl's son is kind of important. And when I say prison, I mean beheading, because, again, kind of important and also high fantasy. So, instead of doing that, this guy Duncan, whose name is Donut Company, decided that lady works for me because I'm the Grey Wardens, and I can just say that lady works for me. Ah ha ha. So Duncan took me to Ostagar, where we met Alistair, who is the dopey motherfucker covered in blood at the moment. And at Ostagar, Alistair and Jory and Dave and me all met up and said, "Hi, I'm Alistair. I'm a Grey Warden. You three are gonna be Grey Wardens. There's this secret ritual we can't tell you about, but we need you each to get one vial of Darkspawn blood with your name on it. Don't think too hard about it. Oh, by the way, the Darkspawn are like evil zombies. They're invading the land and killing everything, and their blood is poison. By the way, their blood is poison. You should know that." So me and Alistair and Jory and Dave all went into the woods, and Alice and Jory and Dave were very nervous about the possibility of being ambushed by Darkspawn, to which Alistair responded, "Oh, don't worry about that. I'm a Grey Warden. Grey Wardens can sense the Darkspawn. Grey Wardens know where Darkspawn are at all times. You can't possibly get ambushed by a Darkspawn." 6 minutes later, we all got ambushed by Darkspawn. Like, not even exaggerating. Look at the fucking YouTube episode. 6 minutes later, we all got ambushed by Darkspawn. So we fight through Darkspawn in the Korcari Wilds, and we find some Darkspawn blood, and we find the flower for a puppy, but that's a side quest that I'm barely touching on. And we're also supposed to find these super special Grey Warden treaties that mean, in addition to a Grey Warden just being able to point at a person and say, "Mine," Grey Wardens can demand, like, help from armies and shit. So we needed those treaties because there's a blight, because there are Darkspawn, and that's bad. So we go to the place and we get the treaties, except we don't get the treaties. Instead, they've been kidnapped by a very booby witch named Morrigan. And this very booby witch named Morrigan doesn't want to give us our treaties until we go see her and her mom. So we go see her and her mom is like creepy and evil at us for a while. And then eventually we get our treaties and we take them back to Duncan. We take them back to Duncan, and Duncan's like, "Yes, this is our treaty, hooray." And King Kalen, by the way, the king is here, is like, "Huzzah, we're going to fight and kill the Darkspawn together with the Grey Wardens, just like in the tales of old." And then there's Tairn Loghain, the most evil motherfucker in all the land. And Tairn Loghain, the most evil motherfucker in all the land, has an evil plan, which he basically says right in front of King Kalen's face. But King Kalen's a dipshit, and he doesn't understand that Loghain is saying, "You fucking idiot, I'm going to betray you." So then there comes this big battle, and King Kalen, the fucking idiot, gets betrayed by Tairn Loghain, the most evil motherfucker in all the land. Like Tairn Loghain, the most evil motherfucker in all the land, said that he was going to do, Tairn Loghain, the most evil motherfucker in all the land, fucking betrays King Kalen, leading to King Kalen fucking dying. Me, Alistair. Oh, by the way, one thing. Between this, interstitially, me and Jory and Dave had to go through the joining ritual, which, shock of shocks, turned out to be drink Darkspawn blood, and if you don't die, you get to be a Grey Warden, which means you'll die eventually, later, but sooner than you would have otherwise if you weren't a Grey Warden. Anyway, Dave drank the evil poison Kool-Aid and fucking died. Like, Dave was not long for this earth after he after he died. Jory, realizing that he was not on this earth and was instead on this Thetis, said, actually, I'm gonna not drink the poison Kool-Aid, to which Duncan shrugged and said okay, and fucking murdered Jory. I drank the poison Kool-Aid and I'm just fine. So far. Anyway. So me and Alistair and Tower Guard and Tower Mage Guard, or whatever their names were, went into the tower and lit the fire, but it was too late because, again, Tairn Loghain, the most evil motherfucker in all the land, had decided to betray King Cailan just like he told King Cailan to his fucking face that he was going to do. So while Tairn Loghain, the most evil motherfucker in all the land, was taking his dudes and riding off somewhere, the very booby witch named Morrigan, the mother, whose name is escaping me, Flemeth, saved us somehow off screen. Morrigan alleged that she turned into a giant bird and gripped us in her talons and flew away, and we have no evidence to disprove that, so we may as well assume that it's true. So Flemeth turned into a giant bird and grabbed us in her talons and flew away, and she dragged us back to her hut, at which point she said that she wanted her very booby daughter named Morrigan to come with us. Because reasons. Morrigan is snarky and awesome, but kind of a sociopath. Alistair fucking hates her because reasons, basically. Alistair fucking hates Morrigan because she's snarky and doesn't like people, and Alistair's stupid and does like people. So naturally, they bounce off of each other. So Alistair and Morrigan and me went to a little village whose name is fucking irrelevant, and also I forgot it, where we met Sten, who one time murdered 8 people, including some children, and for reasons that as of yet have not been properly explained, we decided that Sten, who murdered 8 people, including some children, should come with us. Sten is a fucking asshole, as you might expect from someone who murders 8 people, including some children. But hey, so me and Alistair and Morrigan and Sten also met Leliana, who's adorable and redheaded and French, but also a rogue, and it's been a while since I had her in the party, so I don't remember much about her. But hey, you know, she's fun and cool. She's like a better version of Dave. She's all in love with the Chantry, except she can't be in the Chantry, and she has this mysterious backstory to which she has alluded a bunch of times, and we haven't really been able to delve too deep because, listen, there's a Darkspawn invasion. We're busy. So, after there was a big fight and we had to go to Redcliffe, it turns out that Tairn Loghain, the most evil motherfucker in all the land, murdered the king so that he could be king, except not really, because his daughter was married to Cailan and is ruling as queen, even though she doesn't have the right to do that, because by right, Alistair should be fucking king because he's like the king's bastard son, and he doesn't want to talk about that except for the fact that he told us that. So listen, this dopey motherfucker who's covered in blood right here, who just fell for the trick of the sloth demon, yeah, he's the rightful king of Ferelden, so we're all fucked. Anyway. While the dopey motherfucker wanted to not be king, he did say, hey, let's go to Redcliffe and talk to Arl Eamon, because Arl Eamon can, help, and we can wage a war against both simultaneously the fucking Darkspawn who are threatening to overthrow everything and everyone at all times, and Tairn Loghain, the most evil motherfucker in all the land. Because Tairn Loghain, the most evil motherfucker in all the land, has decided that this is just a chef's kiss perfect opportunity to seize fucking power in Ferelden right before it burns to dust under the command of the fucking Darkspawn who want to overrun everything. So, we go to Redcliffe, and it turns out that Arl Eamon is in a motherfucking magic coma or something because these weird goddamn monsters keep pouring out of the castle because of his fucking asshole son, who's a fucking asshole mage. And this entire game has been about how mages are fucking assholes and dangerous and should be terrified of them whenever you encounter one, because every mage we encounter, with the exception of the very booby witch named Morrigan, and Wynne, who we'll get to, has been a fucking nut job and or possessed by a fucking demon, which makes them functionally a fucking nut job. So Arl Eamon's asshole son, not bastard son, that's a different thing. Arl Eamon's asshole son named Connor, like every fucking shitbag kid you fucking hate is named fucking Connor. Jeebus, I know you watched Angel. Do you remember fucking Connor? God, I hated fucking Connor. Arl Eamon's kid is named fucking Connor. It turns out that Connor has been possessed by a demon because he's a mage and also 12. And that's the worst kind of thing for a person to be, is both a mage and 12. So this 12-year-old mage named Connor was possessed by a fucking demon because his fucking shithead mom didn't want to send him to mage school. Because, I mean, to be fair, they do horribly mistreat the mages at mage school, but also he's the Arl's kid. I feel like he would have had special privileges at mage school, but no, he would have been Draco Malfoy. Instead, he's Draco Malfoy if he got possessed by a fucking demon, which is the worst thing for a person to be. Anyway, fucking Connor is holding his dad hostage, and Connor's shitbag tutor, who incidentally was hired to poison Arl Eamon by Tairn Loghain, the most evil motherfucker in all the land. That's just a side point. Fucking Connor's asshole magic tutor is like, hey, I have a plan. What if we murder someone, send someone into the Fade, and then in the Fade, you can kill the demon that's possessing fucking Connor. That way, we don't have to just punt the kid into the fireplace, which is what I wanted to do. I wanted to Sparta kick Connor into the fucking fireplace, but instead, this shitbag magic tutor who was hired to poison Arl Eamon by Tairn Loghain, the most evil motherfucker in all the land, comes up with a plan that involves murdering an entire separate person. And then Connor's shithead mom, who started all of this, is like, hey, I started all of this. Why don't you fucking murder me? And everyone is on board with this except for me. And I'm like, fuck no! Let's go get magic help from other mages. So we go get magic help from other mages, but it turns out that those mages are fucking possessed by fucking demons, because that's just what happens to mages 78% of the time. Listen. Human rights are very important. Mages are a ham-handed allegory because there is no group of people, there is no race of creature that can get possessed by demons 78% of the time. Anyway. So 78% of the mages have been possessed by demons, and the other 22% of the mages, including Wynn, who we met one time and then didn't do anything with, including Wynn, have been fighting against the 78% of the mages who are possessed by fucking demons. So we have a brilliant plan, which is, let's still kill all the fucking demons, including those 78% of mages, and we'll just sort it out later. And at that point, Wynn shrugs and is like, yeah, okay, I guess. So me and Wynn and Alistair and my dog who's named Bork. By the way, I have a dog named Bork. And someone else. I don't even remember who I brought. I think I brought Morrigan. I did indeed bring the very booby witch named Morrigan. We all go to fight some fucking demons, and the sloth demon is like, well, I can't let you kill me, so I guess I'll put you in the Fade. Bye. So the fucking sloth demon just puts us in the fucking Fade, and now we're in the fucking Fade, which is weird and awful and has 19 rooms, and you have to go through all 19 rooms just to unlock all 17 special abilities. The only use of 16 of those abilities is accessing the other 19 rooms. But anyway, once you finally have all 17 abilities, you can start poking around and killing some sub-boss demons, which allow you to access bonus rooms, and inside those bonus rooms are your fucking friends who went into the fucking Fade. So we found the very booby witch named Morrigan, and she was like, no, I don't like this. This is bullshit. This is the Fade. You're not my real mom. You're a demon. Fuck you, fuck you. I want to get out of here. Fuck you. And the demon was like, huh. Well, okay. And then we fought the demon and killed it because it's a chump because we're playing on piss easy baby mode. So we went to another room and we found Alistair. And Alistair, because he's a dopey motherfucker, just look at this fucking dope, was just all in on the demon's bullshit. And he thought it was his sister and her kids until we showed up and was like, Al, you know that's a demon, right? And he was like, nah. And we were like, no, it's seriously a demon. And he was like, nah. And we were like, no, really, dude, it's a fucking demon, remember? And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh. And I was like, yeah. And then the demon was like, damn it, and tried to kill us, but we killed the demon because piss easy baby mode. And now we're here, and that's the plot. That's Dragon Age Origins so far. We've completed, I'm going to ballpark it at 32% of this game. It's a good game.